And that's very important if you're creating content. Of course, you've got to have some knowledge about it, or be willing to learn about it, or be passionate about it. So I want to give you a couple tips right off the bat of things that you need to do to find, create, and deliver content. Hey guys, great topic today. Where can I find content and how can I deliver it? I'm Brady, the Gotti, and you've seen me before. You'll see me again. I've got some notes with me. Come on in. Today I want to discuss with you something that I know that I struggled with and at times still do struggle with, and I know that you struggle with. How to create content, or where can I find content and how do I deliver it? I know that I've struggled with it. I know a lot of people struggle with this. And you probably struggle with the idea of where can I find hot topics or topics that I can be passionate about and deliver this content in a way that people will understand it. And how do I get this done? Well, let's start by content is everywhere. It doesn't matter where you look. I can look right around here. I mean, you're not going to see what I'm seeing because I'm on a green screen, but I can look around here in my office and find subject matter to talk about. I may not be passionate about it. It may not interest me. And that's very important if you're creating content. Of course, you've got to have some knowledge about it, or be willing to learn about it, or be passionate about it. So I want to give you a couple tips right off the bat of things that you need to do to find, create, and deliver content. Number one, start carrying a notepad with you. I didn't do that for the longest time. And I know that when I'm out in public, when I'm out on my motorcycle rides, when I'm traveling around, I see things or I hear things or I have that thought, and I'm thinking, that would be great content. I really enjoy it and I want to tell people about it. And then I move on and I forget about it. And then I try to think about it later and it's like, well, what was that great idea you had? I kind of forgot about it. So carry a notepad with you. Write down these ideas. Put it next to your bed. I think a lot of us have our best, absolute brilliant, at least you think they are, brilliant ideas of content when you're just falling asleep at night. You need to roll over and write that word down, that little phrase, that idea, write it down so you have it the next day, because you will forget. Go to Google. This is step number 2. Go to Google or YouTube and search the idea that you want to produce content on. Type in the word, type in the phrase, hit the enter button and see what comes up. It's going to usually give you from top to bottom the top priorities on down of what is within that topic that you can share with people. Number 3, here's a good one that I am trying to get in the habit of. Take pictures. Take pictures of where you're at and what you're doing for documentation. You can always use those pictures to write about or to ignite those ideas that you had. Snap a quick picture. You got that smartphone in your pocket. It's got a camera on it. Use it. Number 4, document your trip or document your journey through life, through meeting your goals, and just jot these notes down, take some pictures, but use documentation. It'll come in handy later. as I'm finding out in my journey. Create maybe some how-to videos. Maybe you have things that you like to do that you want to show people. Make a video about it. Anyway, those are like 5 quick ideas about where to find some content and how to retain the idea that you had. Now, to move into to tell you a little bit of story about why I started doing this, couple reasons and a couple stories why actually. I follow Gary Vaynerchuk. I don't have my book within arm's reach. I'm not gonna reach to it. But anyway, I love following Gary V, and I think a lot of you people know who Gary V is. He's the man, and he states the gospel. So he always says, document, document, document. He's been documenting for years. Well, I wasn't listening to him, a few years ago when I was introduced to him. I didn't take that as the word of gospel. I didn't document. So it took me about a year into my journey before I started doing some documentation, which has come in very handy because I can reflect back to past videos and pictures and statements and things I've written down to jog my memory on what I want to talk about for content. So at one point in time, I was in a boot camp actually, and one of the people made a video about Google Drive. And I had seen Google Drive before. Of course, everybody sees it, but I didn't understand it. I didn't know how to use it. I didn't want to have anything to do with it. But I started watching this person's video. And she presented this so well in the video, little cursors, spoke well, went through the whole tip of the iceberg about using Google Docs and using it for notes and using the calendar. And I thought, the more I watched, the more I listened, the more interested I was in it. So I watched the whole thing. Then I turned right around and implemented what she had taught about. Lo and behold, I can use Google Docs. It's not all that difficult. So anyway, that was a piece of content that she had created for a boot camp. Ended up, she got a lot of exposure with it. She caught me and sucked me in with it. So now I follow her because she gives some pretty good explainer videos on a multitude of issues, which brings me to what type of content should you make? It really depends on you and what you like to do. You may not be the type of person that likes doing video content, even though you really should. You may like video but not like writing. You may not like writing and not like doing video, either one, but you can speak really better than I. You can speak really good and clear and concise and get the story across. So maybe you should be doing some blogging. So you've got video content, blogging content, vlogging content, podcasts, a number of areas that you can use to produce the content. So you're wondering, well, where do I find this content? You can get onto, now in my case, I love, you can see, motorcycles. I'm a patriot. So I can go to Google or YouTube and type in motorcycle rides. Now I'm going to get a list of all kinds of stuff. Or I can write in motorcycle parts, or maybe even the little sunglasses. Whatever I want to learn about, I can type that in. I'm going to get a list, and it's going to be from top to bottom. And I can go into there and I can start watching videos or reading about it from other people's experiences. So at that point, you're not going to take their content and reproduce it word for word, or rewrite it word for word, or copy and paste. You can't do that. That's plagiarism. Just can't do it. But you can read a hot topic article by somebody like Gary Vee, and you can read it, copy it, and rewrite it. And you really only need to rewrite 20% of this throughout into your own words. And then it's yours. Then you can promote it out, show it to the world. You can do the same thing with videos. Maybe you see a video that you think's funny or interesting. So you're going to shoot the same type of video. Well, it's no longer theirs, it's yours. It's you doing it, it's your experience, so it's your content. Which brings me to a little thing that I thought about before, that somebody way back when invented the wheel. They invented the wheel. And since that round thing was invented, there's been so many variations on the wheel. Spoked wheels, wire rim wheels, rimless wheels, but all kinds of wheels that turn and roll. Heck, there's even square wheels. But the point is, nobody really knows exactly who invented that first wheel, so that content of a wheel is kind of obscure, and ever since, people have been building on that same idea. And it's the same idea with content. Content is everywhere around you. It's in advertising that you see. It's in the people that you talk to, the conversations that you have, the things that you read online, the magazines. I mean, it's just everywhere. So some tips are: carry your notepad and write down a subject matter, an idea that you had. Check on Google or YouTube for passionate ideas, things that you are passionate about, that you want to talk about or show people about. Document your experiences, your journeys. Even if you're out in town for an hour, maybe you see that great looking building with super architecture, and you take a picture of it, upload it, put a little blurb on it, boom. That's content. It's pretty much artistic content, and it's your content. So it's really, really helpful. And then when you get these ideas and you write and you video, take the action on implementing this. What I've found more recently than a long time ago, on top of all the content that I create and where I do it at and how I get it, I found a place that gives me free content. And there's nothing like delivering free content that somebody says, hey, take this content and show it to people. So I use it, and it's great. I mean, there's videos and there's writing and there's blogging and there's me, and I get to change it up also with my own content. So it all works out. It's all good. Anyway, that's talking about content, where you can find it and how you can deliver it. You can find it anywhere, and you can deliver it through a number of different ways: video, podcast, blogging, vlogging. Those are 4 right there. And you can do this on a number of different social media networks and sites. So anyway, that was it about how you can find some content and how you can deliver it, and how to take little notes about it so you don't forget what you want to do with your content. Anyway, that's it. Where can I find content and how do I deliver it? That's the brief study of it and what I have found that works for me. I hope it works for you. I hope it has a couple of good pointers for you. And I hope that you come back and see me, the Gotti, again at some point in time. Thanks for watching, though, and I will see y'all again real soon.